G'day, I'm the Resource Dragon. I'm female, over 60, and I live in Northern Australia. At a guess, about 70% of my caloric intake comes from meat and animal products, so you might describe me as carnivore light. I've been eating this way for about 7 months now. Sorry about the traffic. I hate it. I increased the amount of meat and animal products in my diet because, when examined objectively, I wasn't really getting all the nutrients I needed. I decreased the amount of carbohydrates in my diet because I thought trying to keep my blood sugars stable was desirable, especially if the speculation that Alzheimer's disease is diabetes type 3 is correct. Other than what I would call simple processed foods, such as cheese, I've cut out processed foods. The Canberra no more than 3 ingredients rule is a good rule of thumb to work with for that. So, these are the changes that I've noticed since going over to a more carnivorous style of eating. The first change is that I spend a lot less time on the lavatory and use a lot less toilet paper. I also have less wind than I used to, both at the upper and lower ends of the digestive tract. Stomach rumbles and discomfort in the digestive tract are also a thing of the past. The next thing I noticed was that meals last better. That is, I have less desire than I used to eat between meals. I also found that I don't get as thirsty as I used to, and I don't drink nearly as much water. You might think this is a bit silly, but especially initially, I felt as if I were finally building my cells properly, as opposed to throwing them together with poor quality materials and shoddy workmanship. It's difficult to say whether my mental health has improved, although I am confident it hasn't got worse. I've had some additional stresses in my life, so I think it's possible that my diet has provided some protection against them. Not feeling guilty about not eating enough vegetables is definitely a plus. Part of my oral hygiene routine includes using a tongue scraper. I used to get a fairly generous amount of gunge, that's a technical term, isn't it, off my tongue. These days I basically get a little saliva and toothpaste residue and that's it. The next change involves the nature versus nurture or genes versus environment discussion. I was diagnosed about 4 years ago with blocked oil glands in my eyelids. If you Google this, the first thing they say is that the condition is most common in people of East Asian origin. I only have a few East Asian genes, but the ones I do have seem to work overtime. The traffic has gone shocking. While I don't think my diet has cured it completely, it has improved it to the extent that I've only noticed my eyes feeling scratchy once or twice during the cooler weather. The final change is one that I almost don't believe. The skin on my arms was getting very wrinkly and baggy and old-personish. While it's still a long way from looking as good as it did in my youth, a lot of the bagginess seems to have gone. I'm not sure whether this is due to improvements in muscle tone, or collagen, or diet, or both. There are some areas that haven't shown any improvements. The osteoarthritis in my right hand hasn't improved. If anything, it is marginally worse. My eyesight is still crap. I'm long-sighted as well as having other vision problems, and it doesn't seem to have improved. Unlike a lot of carnivores, I'm politically progressive. For me, the thing that tipped me over the line towards carnivory was the hope that regenerative agriculture offers for combating climate change. A year ago, I thought I would have to try to work out a way of getting one meat or animal product-based meal a week to cover off on my needs for vitamins from animal products, with the balance of my diet being plant-based, in order to reduce my environmental impact. To be honest, I wasn't that keen on that idea. Now I'm planning on avoiding going down that route for as long as I can. I think if people on the left were to hear about regenerative ruminant agriculture, they would be interested, particularly if that information were combined with information regarding the environmental, economic and social damage associated with a lot of fashionable vegan foods. Thank you. Bye.